Well, you know what they say, when in doubt, just restart the computer and try that. And as Ryan Cash squares to bunt, my apologies that we had the sound out for the first part of that. Went through my intro, then while the national anthem was playing, looked down there, saw that there was no sound registering. So we are now back in action with 2 called strikes into Ryan Cash. Let me try and fill you up because I was only half paying attention trying to figure out what was our issue. Foul ball keeps it at 0-2. Again, sorry to everybody that tuned in and didn't get any audio the first inning. It was a well-played inning by both sides, actually. 2 strikeouts to start from Andrew Stout, the starter for the Glacier Range Riders. And then on the other side, right after those 2 strikeouts, Runge found an infield single. And then Deeb got Runge to third on a hit and run. And runners were left on the corners as Will Olson grounded out to end the inning. This ball's hit over to first, fielded by the first baseman, Michael Deeb. And the count will expire for Cash, who is out number 1 on a 3 unassisted. All right, let me bring you up to speed with what is happening here, as maybe my head is completely screwed in here. Okay, so the Glacier Range Riders starting lineup today is Ryan Cash, Brant Broussard, Dean Miller, Wofford, McCabe, McConnell, and the bottom 3 are Cole, Dennison, and Bates. A swing and a miss to start off the at-bat from Brant Broussard. Starting pitcher for the Great Falls Voyagers is the left-hander Tanner Brown. Stands 6'2", 205 pounds, out of Augustana University. That one misses. Count goes to 1-0. Again, sorry about the audio delays and then the stream having to go down, but had to restart the computer. And the stream cannot go through a restart of the computer. But apparently that's all you need to do to resuscitate the registering of the audio mixer that I have plugged in there. Count goes to 2-1. The defensive alignment for the Great Falls Voyagers today, it's Olson behind the plate, Hesse over at third, Loera at short, Runge at second, and Michael Deeb plays first base. Brant Broussard has worked himself a walk to get on base. The outfield from left to right is Daniel, Malik, and Kolbush. Up comes Dean Miller now. Starting lineup for the Great Falls Voyagers. Again, I'll go over it in the top of the second, but I didn't get a chance to tell you in the top of the first, so let me tell you just in case you're wondering kind of who's due up, who we've already seen. So we have already seen Daniel, Malik, Runge, Deeb, and Olson, the top 5. The bottom 4, Kolbush, Hesse, Polanco, and Loera. Here's Dean Miller seeing the 10th pitch from Tanner Brown. Didn't go. Misses inside and off the shoe tops. One and 0 now. Pickoff attempt over to first base. Unsuccessful. The final Sunday game here at Flathead Field. So, of course, the Glacier Range Riders rocking those Sunday camo jerseys. White pants. And for Dean Miller, he's got those red and white shoes. That one misses high to Miller. Count goes to 2-0. On the other side, it's red tops. And those, I like them. The hats that are black on the back, gray on the front with the Voyagers logo, and then the neon green up top on the bill. 2-0. Swung on, hit well into right field. That one came off the bat at 102 miles per hour, and it's good for a single to put runners on first and second with 1 out.
First baseman, number 24.
Up comes Brody Wofford now. Brody Wofford on the season is batting .256. He's got 17 home runs and 63 RBIs. First pitch comes in and it will miss. Count goes to 1-0. Brody, well known, got the day off yesterday, but well known by this crowd. Sure you hear a couple woofs in the background from the Flathead faithful. The 1-0 into Wofford with one out, runners on first and second. In the zone, a called strike. Count goes to 0-2. Our umpire crew today is home plate umpire Nick Jonke, first base umpire Brandon Snyder, and at third base it's Paul Graham. Swing and a miss there from Wofford. Count goes to 1-2. On the season for Tanner Brown, this is his sixth start. He has a 5.70 ERA. He has no decisions, no wins, no losses, despite starting all 5 of his appearances. And the strikeout to walk ratio for Brown is 25-10. Make it 26-10. That's a called strike 3 there on Brody Wofford. 80 mile per hour that just caught the outside of the zone. Up comes Eddie McCabe now. For the Glacier Range Riders, that strikeout has been an unfortunate storyline. Glacier, with runners in scoring position this series, they're batting 120. All 3 of their runs that were brought in yesterday came on outs. A sac fly and 2 RBI groundouts. That one misses up high to Eddie McCabe. Count goes to 1-0. The 1-0 pitch now into Eddie McCabe with runners on first and second. In the dirt, count goes to 2-0. In the zone, called strike, count goes to 2-1. Now on 88 miles per hour, just across from his hands essentially, and inside the zone. 2-1, 2 outs, runners on first and second. They'll be going on contact from McCabe. Contact is made, but they will not be going much further than a few steps as it's back and out of play. Two, 2 outs. Tanner Brown sets, fires a breaking ball into the zone. It's a called strike 3. Good placement from Tanner Brown to get himself out of a 2-on, 1-out jam in the first. We head to the second. It's 0-0 between the Voyagers and the Range Riders. First pitch of the second inning is, I thought that one hit the zone. Said not to have hit the zone, and it also was said not to be a swing, so the count goes to 1-0 after Derek Kolbush, who leads off this inning, doesn't end up going around, and the ball doesn't find the zone. Count goes to 1-0. Now it's 2-0 as that one misses low and in. Swung on, hit well, but it's foul, out of play. Count goes to 2-1 for Kolbush. Kolbush on the season, he's batting .316. He's got 3 home runs and 40 RBIs. It's a 0-0, top of the second inning here. Glad you could join us wherever you're watching or listening from. That one misses to make the count 3-1. Another ball low and off the shoe tops. Andrew Stout is the starting pitcher today for the Glacier Range Riders. He got through the first unscathed, and he's coming off 2 really, really good performances. And as that one swung on, it's out to left field. Coming in is Broussard, and he makes the grab right on the foul line for out number 1 out of left field. However, Andrew Stout gave up more hits in the first inning than he gave up in his entire outing versus the Great Falls Voyagers last Tuesday. 2 hits in the first, 1 in that entire outing against Great Falls. Another look at Stout there. Stout stands 6'1", 185 pounds, originally from Plainfield, Illinois, the greater Chicago suburbs. Charlie Hesse steps in now, a fellow upper Midwesterner. Yes, he's from the state of Minnesota. Count goes to 0-1 as that one finds the zone. Hesse still looking for his first professional hit. He has reached on a walk, but he had his first professional at bat 2 nights ago in the top of the 9th with the bases loaded and 1 out, and then was able to get the start yesterday before being pinch hit for. That one misses outside. Count goes to 1-1. See Nick Emanuel there in the foreground on the injured list, and he's coaching third base. One. Make it 1-2. That one smacks the glove of the catcher, Austin Bates. Count is in favor of Andrew Stout. Austin Bates is behind the plate for the Glacier Range Riders. Eddie McCabe over at third, Mason Dennison at short, Ryan Cash at second, and Brody Wofford is the first baseman. 1-2 coming in. Swung on and missed. Hesse goes down on strikes. The outfield from left to right for the Glacier Range Riders tonight, or this afternoon. Sorry, force of habit to say tonight, as in theory, 5 out of 6 times we are playing at night. This afternoon, the outfield from left to right is Brant Broussard, Ben McConnell, and Ryan Cole, who makes the return to the starting lineup after feeling a little under the weather the past couple days. That one misses. Count goes to 1-0. Lucas Polanco's up at the plate now, the 8th out of 9 batters in the Voyagers lineup. Fernando Loera is the final Voyager that is yet to see the plate against Andrew Stout. 2 outs, top of the second, 0-0 here between Great Falls and Glacier. If this game is anything up to brand of what we've seen of these two thus far, it will be a pitcher's duel. Offense has been hard to come by in the past 4.5 games that these teams have played. Swing and a miss on that last pitch by Polanco, so the count is 1-1 for the right-hander. In the zone, count goes to 1-2. Perfectly cool air where the sun is out. It makes for a good blend to watch some baseball under the Sunday sun. It is 66 degrees and sunny here. My perfect guideline for some weather. That one is called. Strike 3 swinging. First base umpire Brandon Snyder said that he went, and he punched him out. Andrew Stout through that inning. 1, 2, 3 with 2 Ks. We'll be right back for the bottom of the second. Beautiful game of musical chairs there in between that inning. Always fun, and today is the final Kids Day here at Flathead Field, meaning that kids can run the bases after the game 100% free. Just sign up at the table as you come in. Maybe you're driving to the stadium right now or something like that, so I'm just letting you know. You can feel free to partake in the post-game activities. Count is 1-0 as that one misses low and away to Mr. Ben McConnell. McConnell swings on that one, hammers it out to left center field, but the center fielder Malik seems to have a beat on it. He does. Malik grabs it for a fly out. Well struck. Came off the bat at 96, went 373 feet, but died in the glove of Malik. Number 7 batter, Ryan Cole, coming in now. Cole, Notre Dame grad. He may have some competition now for possibly the flashiest school on the resume in terms of, applying for those jobs where maybe, the difference between an Ivy League and something else might make a difference, I guess. A lot of people know Notre Dame for their academic prowess, clearly. Count is 1-1 for Cole with 1 out. But like I said, he might have some competition as he pops this one up. Runge coming over. Runge will make the play. And it's pop up for out number 2. The competition that Ryan Cole has now is a new pitcher just added to the roster, John Natoli. And Natoli, well, finished up his collegiate career at Duke, where he was a grad transfer. And before that, 4 years at Cornell. For both Ryan Cole and Natoli, that is, tough enough to be a college athlete at any level, as anybody knows. Trying to keep up with the academics that those schools hold you to, really any college will hold you to, can be tough. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. I'll tell you what, for any of these guys out here playing on either side, just being able to say that they're a professional baseball player, that's a conversation starter. As this one is weakly hit out to shallow center field. Runge, the second baseman, comes back and grabs it. It is a very quick 8-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Brown. We'll be right back for the third inning of play. Back here, we are in the top of the third inning. Andrew Stout out for his third inning of work. He threw 33 pitches through his first 2 frames. Both him and Tanner Brown pitching pretty effectively thus far and having solid outings. Obviously, the biggest number is 0-0, our score, meaning 0 runs, we've come across against either Stout as well as Brown. First pitch misses up and in to Fernando Loera. Loera is looking for his first professional hit. As he will now see a 1-0 pitch. Make it 2-0. Don't believe he's reached at all in his professional career. I think he's 0 for 7 through 2 games, technically. So, Loera, man who calls Las Cruces, New Mexico, home. Count is 3-0. Well, Stout might give him a freebie to reach for the first time in his professional career. .3-0 pitch. Finds the zone. These teams have played 4 completed games since Tuesday of last week, the first game that Stout pitched. And the batting average for the Glacier Range Riders in those 4 games is .281. That's ball 4. Loera seemed like he might have thought that had a chance to be a called strike because he kind of took a hesitation before heading over to first. Waiting for the call from our home plate umpire, Nick Jonke, though. And gets that call, ball 4. And Loera is on successfully. I will tell you, Loera, from what I've seen from him running, he does have some quick legs. And it'll be interesting to see what he can do now on the base paths. See him standing over there at first, taking a big lead. Squares to bunt. It's in the dirt. Bates quickly down to grab it. Loera didn't get a jump, so he decides not to go. Count goes to 1-0. The umpires are being called in right now for a conversation. I do not know what they're discussing. I have no clue. All right. Just checking in. Making sure nobody left the oven on at home or something like that. 1-0 is the count to Braden Daniel, I believe. Unless the umpires changed something without making it too clear to me. 1-0 with no outs. Runner on first is going. It's hit, and it's going to be a perfectly timed hit and run, as it was a slow roller and it got right in between Mason Dennison and Eddie McCabe, and it advances Loera from first to third on that weekly hit dribbler into the outfield. See right there, though, when Loera gets on, they're not going to wait too long to try and give Loera a chance to run a little bit. Runners on the corners, no outs. It's the first big jam for Stout. He had this situation in the top of the first, but the luxury he had was the fact that there was the fact that there was 2 outs. Now there's no outs. There's a foul ball. Count goes to 0-1. Possibly trying a safety squeeze there. Difference between a safety squeeze and a suicide squeeze. Safety squeeze, the runner on third doesn't immediately go on the pitch. Suicide squeeze is the runner goes on the pitch, and they are, if your guy misses that bunt attempt, you're pretty much done for, and that's the reason why they call it a suicide squeeze. 0-1, misses off the plate. Count goes to 1-1. Pickoff attempt over to first. No tag applied by Wofford. Over on first, Braden Daniel. He's speedy. And obviously with Loera on third, could be some chances to provide some sort of base running mayhem that maybe can put a run across. That one swung on and missed. A good job by Stout to entice a swing out of Malik to make the count 1-2. A strikeout would be big here of Malik, because then it means that a double play could get the Range Riders out of this inning. Of course, however, Braden Daniel over on first. He does not want to stay over there and be a possible first half or first out in a double play. And just as I say that, he's running. This one is stabbed big time out to right field. It's gone. Jake Malik with a 3-run blast. Just poked that one over the right field fence. Got it on the barrel of the bat. And see you later. It is 3-0 Great Falls. That ball was hit 368 feet. So it cleared that 338 sign by about 30 feet down the right field line. It is 3-0. The Great Falls Voyagers lead. Just like that. I mean, that's a huge play, because as I've mentioned, we've seen how much the pitching has been able to dominate in this series thus far. To follow up that long ball, a man who's hit plenty in the past couple days here at Flathead Field, 6 to be exact, 5 in the knockout round on Friday night and 1 yesterday in regulation. Missing high, count goes to 1-1 on Stout. One misses high, count goes to 2-1. That one also misses, count goes to 3-1. Swung on, hit over to third, fielded by McCabe. McCabe will throw and just beat out the sprinting Runge down the first base line. And one gone on a 5-3 putout here in the top of the third. Here at the stadium today, we have Arn's Barbecue that have made their way in. Great food truck down along our third base concession stand, or our third base line. Speaking of down the third base line, that's a foul ball down the third base line. Nobody can get the run over to it, so the count goes to 0-1. Up at the plate is Michael Deeb, who's 1 for 1 today, singled into center field. He was left stranded at first after the first inning. Oh, 1 out, bases empty. Final homestand for the Glacier Range Riders this season will be September 5th, 6th, and 7th. If you're either of these fans, you will not hear my voice until then for another week, but I assume most of the people tuning into this game will tune into those games as well. Not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, as well as the day after that, This one is hit hard down the right field line, but it's foul. Count goes to 1-2. One out, bases empty, 3-0, top of the third here. Great Falls leads Glacier after a 3-run jack from Jake Malik. The 1-2 as Stout prepares to deliver. Misses low, count goes to 2-2. For Jake Malik, that was his 6th home run on the year. This one is hit well. It's carrying out to left center field. McConnell comes over and makes the grab in front of the 375 sign. And we got 2 gone here in the top of the 3rd. Like I said, Malik, his 6th home run of the year and his 39th RBI when he came home. 37-38 for the other 2. That came across under his slam over the right field fence. First pitch to Will Olson misses. Count goes to 1-0. For Andrew Stout, that was the 6th home run he's given up this season. Opposing batters hitting .265 against Stout. Count goes to 2-0 now. Two outs. One hits the zone. Count goes to 2-1 now for Will Olson. Olson, the first time up, grounded out over to third base. That ended the scoring threat for the Voyagers in the first inning. 2-1, swung on, nothing from it. Count goes to 2-2. Ball 3, just outside. Good Sunday crowd here. Letting plenty of chirps go the way of our home plate umpire, Nick Jonke. 3-2, 2 outs, bases empty for Will Olson. The pitch swung on, popped up. It's in the infield. Stout pointing it out and eventually called off, and Cash goes down. Now there's a throw to second, and that was all sorts of sketchiness in the infield, as that one was right on the pitcher's mound. And everybody, Andrew Stout pointed at it, was trying to get an infield to take over for it. And I think the first thought was, okay, how about you take that, because you're in the best position. You're the one that's starting on the mound. It's very difficult for a player not on the mound to adjust to coming up to the mound. And then Ryan Cash eventually late gets called onto it, and he just splattered basically right onto the rubber, not able to come up with the catch. And I think that's going to go down as a hit, because it's hard to knock Ryan Cash for tripping, trying to approach up to the mound there. So it will go down as a pop fly double. Pop fly infield double, I think. See something new every day, don't you? This one's hit over to left field, but it's foul. And we love technology, don't we? I assume you're seeing what I'm seeing, which is a frozen screen right now. So as I try and get that fixed, there we go. Look at that. Ugh. Never ends sometimes. The 0-1 swung on, make it 0-2. It's a foul ball. (0-2), 2 outs, runner on second after Olson reaches on as. Let me check now. Not sure what that goes down as. And actually right now it's being credited as an error. I think that's a tough one to give Ryan Cash. So we'll see if our scorer kind of rethinks that, maybe takes another look at it. But right now it's listed as an E2 on the official score. Or an E5, excuse me. Swing and a miss. And that will do it. For the top of the third, the 3-run jack from Jake Malik makes it 3-0. We head to the bottom of the third. Back here in the bottom of the third, and it's a called strike to start us off to Austin Bates. It's Bates, Cash, and Broussard. That play that got Will Olson to second base has been officially changed to a hit and a double at that for Will Olson. He'll surely be happy to get a double out of that, which seemed like really it should have been out number 3. That one misses. Count goes to 2-1. Like I said, just too tough to give an error on Ryan Cash there. It was definitely a fielding error by the kind of entire infield to not deal with that and figure out who had it sooner. And speaking of, this ball is hit high up into the air. And it nearly took off the head of a woman who was sitting in the front row. And she got up and she just bailed, but she bailed almost right into it. It went right across her path, essentially. And wow. She just did the full stop, drop, and roll maneuver. Counts 2-1, or excuse me, 2-2 for Bates. Now it's still 2-2 after that foul ball. Fans, your best option is if play is happening. 1, stay off your phone. 2, watch intently. Keep your eye on the ball as we get another foul ball. And 3, when it gets hit, continue to keep your eye on the ball because your best chance to avoid it is if you see it all the way through. You know? Or, you know, maybe she should have trusted either husband or boyfriend sitting right next to it. Maybe she should have just trusted him that he would get up. But he kind of seemed pretty chill back there. as we get ball 3 into Bates. Yeah, you can see them right, actually. They're on the far right of your screen. I think she's still laughing about that. And right back onto her phone. Swung on into shallow right center field. Coming in, Malik won't be able to make the play. And Austin Bates is able to loop a single into no man's land between right center and second. And a leadoff single has Bates aboard with nobody gone. And here's Ryan Cash. First of all, just thankful that he's okay after taking the faceplant onto the pitcher's mound. That's priority number one when a guy goes down like that, especially dealing with the levels. You know, that's where you can hyperextend your knee, you can twist your ankle, all sorts of stuff like that. And luckily, Cash, he's taking tougher hits than that. And he's doing good. This one's a foul ball. Count goes to 0-1 on Bates. Or on Cash, excuse me. Cash out of Plano, Texas. Infielder, played second base all but, I think, 1, maybe 2 games this year he played at third. 0-1. Pickoff attempt over to first. Back in successfully is Bates. Not going to be much of a steal threat over there is the Glacier catcher. Tanner Brown at 38 pitches thrown right now. The 0-1. Bates takes a good lead over there. Misses on the inside. Count goes to 1-1 for Brown versus Cash. Another one misses. Count goes to 2-1. We're in the bottom of the third here. It's 3-0 Great Falls after the 3-run blast from Jake Malik in the top half of this inning. 2-1 is the count. No outs. Runner on first for the Glacier Range Riders. Each of the last 2 nights here at home. They have not lost in regulation. But as we get another pickoff attempt over to first, it's unsuccessful. And even though they haven't lost in regulation the last 2 nights, they have only put up a max of 3 runs. Both nights they put up just 3 across. And right now they're going to need to do at least that just to force a knockout round. 2-1, make it 3-1. And it's moments like this where seemingly they started to get Great Falls in the back foot, but then a mixture of clutch hitting or clutch pitching and lackluster hitting was not able to really break the game open. The biggest hit we've seen in the past 2 days was the 2 RBI double from Mason Dennison. Ball 4. Cash will jog down to first, and it's runners on first and second with no outs here in the bottom of the third, as Tanner Brown was not really close on any of those 4 balls. Up comes Brant Broussard. Brant Broussard being moved up in the lineup. Originally, most of this season, Nick Hogan was playing with Broussard at the number 9 spot, but I think he realized something that I've talked about a lot with Brant Broussard is despite a batting average of 246, his on-base percentage of 350 is really solid, leads the team in walks. Squares to bunt, but pulls back. Misses high, it's 1-0. Time is called as Tommy Thompson is going to have a quick discussion about something. Don't know what he was asking about. Maybe that was clarification on the count to Cash. I had 4-1. And I'm not always right, as many of you know, especially the Glacier Range Riders fans that tune into multiple broadcasts, especially both fans that heard me somehow cobble together words during the knockout round. That ball also goes high. Count goes to 2-0. Again, looking to bunt was Brant Broussard. The first and second sacrifice bunt situation is really interesting because you got to find a way to get coverage at all the bases. And it's obviously impossible, but just real interesting. If Broussard squares to bunt again, watch kind of how the infield moves when they see him square. It's 3-0, and you can see there, first baseman comes in, third baseman, don't know if he's planning on coming in. I guess if it comes his way, he'll go to it. And the second baseman, Runge, plans on running down there to first, while the shortstop would come over and cover second. That's at least the plan as it stands right now, or at least how their movement was. A 3-0 pitch coming in. It'll be ball 4. A 4-pitch walk. Well, that does a lot better job than a sacrifice bunt because it allows you to reach and no outs. Bases loaded. And trouble a-brewing for Tanner Brown and the Voyagers. However, it was last night when this exact situation happened. The number 9 batter, Mason Dennison, got on first. Cash got on second. Then Broussard was able to get aboard. Actually, it was almost the exact situation because Broussard dropped down what he would have been fine as a sacrifice bunt, but he was able to reach on it to load the bases. And that put Dean Miller at the plate, who ended up getting a sacrifice fly that brought across Mason Dennison. The problem was last night, like I said, that big hit didn't quite come. Dean Miller hit a sac fly, which brought a run across and ended up being a crucially needed run in a game that finished 3-2, but really did not fully break through as they were only able to get one run out of a bases loaded no out situation. And any manager would tell you that I think at the very minimum they expect 2 runs out of a bases loaded no out situation. Dean Miller with a chance yet again. Miller, it was a week ago today that he made his return from the injured list to the tune of a 443-foot home run over the left field fence in his first at-bat back. First pitch misses on the inside. It's another ball thrown from Tanner Brown. One-0, no outs. Can Miller find a breakthrough and bring this game a little bit closer? 3-0 Great Falls right now as we stand. 1-0, swung on, fooled on that breaker. Count goes to 1-1. I think our best Sunday crowd of the season have made their way down. The bowl is, I'd say, 75% full maybe. But the concourse area is packed, especially the kids zone over there. Lots of people playing on the playground that we have down the first base side. 1-1, misses up high. Just off the hands of Dean Miller. Count goes to 2-1. Miller on the season, he is third on this Glacier side. In home runs, he's hit 11 on the season, just 2 behind Livingston Morris and 6 behind Brody Wofford. Wofford waits on deck. 2-1. Swung on, it's a foul ball. Count goes to 2-2. Worst possible outcome right here is a triple play. The second worst possible outcome is most likely a strikeout. Well, I guess it's a double play that doesn't score the run. Miller tries to defend the plate, likely. 2-2, no outs. Swung on, hit to short, and it gets through the shortstop. Green light coming home is Cash, and it is a 2 RBI, maybe a 2-run scoring hit from Dean Miller. That one came off of Miller's bat at 102 miles per hour, and I think split the wickets of Fernando Loera. We'll see what that gets scored as. That is a tough play to score if you're our official scorer, but bottom line is 2 runs do score, and it will be at least an RBI for Dean Miller. Now Brody Wofford comes up with runners on first and second. First pitch, check, swing, and it misses. Still don't have the official word on what that goes down as. Still waiting for the system to register it. That one misses low. It's 2-0 for Brody Wofford. And it is going to be an error. On the shortstop, Loera. Misses up high, it's 3-0. Bases very well could be loaded once again with no outs, as Brown is all over the place except for the strike zone. 3-0. Wofford likely will be take all the way. And it does get over the heart of the plate. Count goes to 3-1. On deck waits Eddie McCabe. Ball 4. Bases loaded once again with no outs. Last time we had this, it was Dean Miller that was able to put a ball between the legs of Fernando Loera, bring in both Cash and Austin Bates. Now, Miller waits at second, Broussard at third, Wofford at first. A reminder, no grand slams have ever been hit at Flathead Field. Could Eddie McCabe mark his name in the record books? Breaking ball, nice bender that finds the zone. Count goes to 0-1 on McCabe. Struck out looking his last time up. Did the former Voyager. 0-1. Swung on. Just need to be a little bit patient. More patient there did McCabe. Just got too far out in front of that one. And the count goes to 0-2 on Eddie McCabe. Waiting on deck is Ben McConnell. Ryan Cole is in the hole. 0-2 into Eddie McCabe now. Swung on over to third. Fielded for 1. The throw for 2 is not in time. It's a fielder's choice that ties this game at 3 apiece. But it seems like in the past 2 days, the Range Riders just cannot find a hit to bring in runs. Technically, Miller's, because it's an error, goes down as an 0-for hit. And McCabe's, obviously the fielder's choice. He gets an RBI for it, but also does not help the batting average, so it continues to go down with runners in scoring position. But the game is tied, and the Range Riders will take it. Swing and a miss from Ben McConnell to start off his at-bat. 0-1, 1 out, runners on the corners. Miller, good speed over on third. McCabe at first. Pitch in, misses off the plate. Olsen there to snap it off the turf. Count goes to 1-1. Count goes to 2-1 for Ben McConnell. McConnell, his first time up, he flied out to center. It is 3-3 here, bottom of the third. It's been an eventful frame for both sides. A 3-run jack from the Voyagers and a 2-run scoring error, as well as an RBI fielder's choice. It is now 3-1 as Brown will throw his 35th pitch of the inning. The former Augustana Viking fires. Swung on, slow roller down the first base line, fielded, and the tag is applied to McConnell. And yet again, it's not a hit, but it scores a run. An RBI ground out for Ben McConnell as Dean Miller comes across home plate.
Number 17, Ryan Cole.
It is amazing. 7 runs in the past 12 innings and no run-scoring hits. That's, I don't know what the streak of that is, but that is clearly a feat that you like that you've been able to do that. And right now they have a lead in this game, and now they have a lead, or they had a lead last night, and they won the game last night. But also, you'd love a hit, and right here, they need a hit. They cannot get out. Count goes to 1-1 as that after that one misses inside. Mason Dennison, the only Glacier Range rider yet to bat this inning, and he waits on deck. In the zone to Ryan Cole. Count goes to 1-2. Cole 0 for 1 today. He popped out to second. One, two, 2 outs. McCabe on second, 4-3. Glacier leads the Great Falls Voyagers. Crucial game for both of these sides. And that's something, I didn't get to mention it when Eddie McCabe comes up, but I did mention he's a former Voyager. It is really tough if you're Tommy Thompson to realize that you traded a guy away, not just to a divisional rival, but a team that you play 33 times, including a ton at the end of the season, when you're fighting for a playoff spot, and that guy that you traded away is now working against you. Came up with the game-tying RBI fielder's choice. Tanner Brown is at 69 pitches right now. This will be his 70th pitch and his 41st of this inning. Swing and a miss. Brown out of the inning, but not before the runs leak across for him. It is a 4-3 lead for the Glacier Range Riders. They bring a quartet of runners across in the bottom of the third. We head to the fourth, 4-3, Glacier leads. Newcomer Charlie Hesse leads off the top of the 4th inning for the Great Falls Voyagers. Hesse is 0 for 1 today, still looking for his first hit as a professional baseball player. First pitch is in the zone from Andrew Stout, who's back in there for his 4th inning of work. Dinged up a little bit last inning with that 3-run shot given up, but now all of a sudden, if he's able to go 5, he'll be in place for picking up a possible victory. But got to keep a goose egg on the scoreboard the rest of his way because there is not much room for him and the Range Riders defense to wiggle. Count is 1-1 to Charlie Hesse. The reason that Hesse was signed is in a big part as this one is hit into center field, a base hit from Charlie Hesse, his first professional hit. Congratulations to him as well as the Hesse family, most likely watching back home in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Comes off a line drive single up the middle with no outs here in the top of the 4th. Like I said, a big reason he was brought onto the squad is because of the departure of Riley Jepson, which was one of 5 different players that is now playing a high A baseball with the Chicago White Sox affiliate, the Winston-Salem Dash. Both Jepson, Andy Atwood, Ben Norman, Jason Matthews, and Hunter Dolander all got their start in Great Falls and then signed to the White Sox organization. And now all 5 of them are playing down in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Andy Atwood had a stellar start to his season as we get a pickoff down to first. Nearly got Hesse cheating off the bag a little bit as the snap throw down from Austin Bates probably scared some of the Great Falls Voyagers fans watching. There's a couple in the stadium. They have pretty good traveling support, as do the Missoula Paddleheads, at least here, because both of those places, Great Falls and Missoula, are fairly close to here. Count goes to 2-0 as that one misses to Polanco. Polanco is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging. Both Jason Matthews and Ben Norman signed over the offseason. They played for Great Falls last year. And it's pretty impressive from Great Falls. Obviously, Tommy Thompson has connections with the Chicago White Sox as he was the manager here in Great Falls when the Voyagers were affiliated directly with the White Sox. There's a foul ball. Count goes to 2-2 for Polanco. Tommy Thompson, like Nick Hogan, both Georgia guys. Tommy Thompson's originally from Pine Mountain Valley, Georgia, while Nick Hogan is out of Atlanta. I asked him what he wanted his hometown to be on the roster, and he just said, kind of thought about it for a second, that said, Atlanta's fine. So no other towns with bigger affiliation for him as the runner's going, and it will be a successful stolen base from Charlie Hesse. It's a ball 3 to Lucas Polanco. And now a 3-2 count upcoming with no outs. And a runner on second for Lucas Polanco. Stout is up to 72 pitches thrown. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout there for Andrew Stout. Able to get one gone here in the top of the 4th. Still has to deal with the tying run. Waiting in scoring position, though. Fernando Loera, like Hesse, a player stepping up, looking for his first hit, and maybe even, if Hesse can find his way home, a first professional RBI for Fernando Loera. Last time up, Loera was able to walk, and he was along for the ride on the Malik home run. This one swung on, hit to Cash at second. Cash fields, Cash throws, and it will be 2 gone, but not completely unproductive as Loera moves Hesse to third base. Braden Daniel 1 for 2. He singled into left field. That pushed Loera from first to third. And it was in that situation where Jake Malik went yard, poked that home run over the right field fence, made it 3-0 Great Falls before that lead evaporated in the bottom half of the third. First pitch into Braden Daniel is a called strike. Count goes to 0-1 on the Voyagers left fielder. Braden Daniel mentioned started his collegiate career at the University of Kentucky. Played 2 seasons for the Wildcats before heading to Oklahoma. As that one is fouled off, count goes to 0-2. Two outs, runner on third. That's a tying runner in the form of Charlie Hesse. Can Daniel push him across? Not on this pitch. He'll sit on it as it goes outside. Look over to the Range Rider bullpen. I see 2 guys in camo standing up down there, but nobody's throwing their pitches. And after the long inning from Tanner Brown, it looks like he's going to be given the leash to come back for one more inning. As that one misses up high and away, count goes to 2-2. Whoever was warming up in the pen for Great Falls has been set down. 2-2, 2 outs, runner on third, a 3-4 ball game in favor of the Great Falls Voyagers. The pitch. Ball 3. You can see Stout looking at that one. Let's see if we have enough time to look at the replay, see how close that one was. Oof, maybe touched the zone, but did finish clearly on the inside. 3-2, ball 4. Crowd doesn't like it as it puts runners on the corners for the guy who had a lot of success with runners on the corners last time up. Jake Malik. A 3-run blast for him over the right field fence. Just went out a little bit on the outside of the zone and connected with one well and just swiftly put it over the right field fence, made it 3-0. And now he will step up trailing by 1 and about to see a pitch from Andrew Stout. Misses off the plate, count goes to 1-0. Nick Hogan's going to come out of the dugout right now, have a conversation with his pitcher. Austin Bates will be included, and Dennison and Cash coming in as well. Looking down to the bullpen right now, trying to figure out who's warming up, and that might be a guy who would be throwing his first pitches as professional, if it is John Natoli. And I think that's it. I mean, I'm just looking at process of elimination right now. Yeah, I think it's John Natoli down there in the pen throwing some warm-ups. Looking to make his professional debut. Honestly, I don't think it can be anybody other than him. Just through pure process of elimination. This one's hit over to first, and that'll do the trick. Out of the jam on just one pitch. Malik grounds out unassisted to Brody Wofford. And the runners are left stranded on the corners. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It is 4-3. Glacier leads Great Falls. Back here for the bottom of the fourth inning in this half inning, it's Dennison, Bates, and Cash. 8-9-1 due up for the Glacier Range Riders. First pitch into Mason Dennison. Swung on, out to left field. That one is back. That one is over the scoreboard. Mason Dennison absolutely hammered a ball. Goodbye, baseball. It is a 416-foot bomb to make it 5-3 in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. Mason Dennison, his first home run as a Glacier Range Rider, and so his first time putting on the hard hat. It is 5-3. How about it? 103 miles per hour off the bat. It was a no-doubter, and it put itself not over the wall, not just over the wall, but over the scoreboard. That one's hit down the right field line. It could have a chance to get down. It does. That'll be extra bases. Austin Bates rounds to second. He's in safely. 2 straight extra base hits by the Range Riders, and all of a sudden, trouble continues to brew for Tanner Brown. And the warm-ups start back up in the Great Falls bullpen. 2 pitches in a row. That's how you do it. Dennison, the solo blast, the double down the right field line. That one was 274 feet and just bent perfectly down that right field line, as that will be the day for Tanner Brown after just 3 innings pitched. And he gets the plug, and we will see a bullpen pitcher for the Great Falls Voyagers. I didn't even have time to tell you that Range Riders home run by Mason Dennison is presented by Hidden Homes Montana. Don't forget, Hidden Homes Montana and Keller Williams Realty are making a donation to the Flathead Warming Center for every home run hit by your Glacier Range Riders at Flathead Field this season. That 417-foot home run by Mason Dennison, well, that's a donation, and the first donation of the series, the first home run of the series for the Glacier Range Riders. So the first donation to the Flathead Warming Center. We're going to see the new pitcher warm up. I'll be right back to tell you more about him, but first, let me catch my breath and send out a tweet. Don't go anywhere. It's 5-3. New pitcher coming in for Great Falls. Back here, the new pitcher is Brett Laura. I'll tell you more about him in a moment. But they're just coming out swinging, these Range Riders right now, not messing around. Count goes to 0-1 after a foul ball. I do have to, before I forget, wish an early happy birthday to Ryan Cash. He turns 25 tomorrow. The Range Riders will be on the road to Missoula tomorrow, and they'll play in the Garden City tomorrow night. So he'll officially celebrate his birthday then, but this will be his final home game before turning 25. So happy early birthday to the Texas native. Count goes to 0-2. Right-hander Brett Laura throwing to Cash out of the lefty batter's box for the first time. Tanner Brown gets the plug after 3 innings. And out of the 5 runs that came across, 3 were earned. That's a ball. Count goes to 1-2. 4 hits against Brown, but those walks were what got him. He had 3 strikeouts to 4 walks. And obviously that home run and the double mean that he could be on the hook for 2 runs this inning. He has at least 1 against him. There's a swing and a miss from Cash, and Cash an interesting little run there after the strikeout, but he's down on strikes. Brant Broussard comes up. 2 walks for Brant Broussard thus far today. Runners going. And how about it? The catcher, Olson, just didn't seem to care as he just allowed Bates to snag third base. Bates, pretty sure that is his first stolen base as a professional baseball player. Couldn't have got much easier than that. That one was right down the middle for Olson, so that wasn't the problem. Count goes to 0-1. Fought off there by Broussard. He's fallen behind 0-2. Check swing down in the dirt. Appeal over to first, said that he did not go. Count goes to 1-2. Five to 3 is our score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That one swung on, hit over to short, fielded, and thrown to first. But the infield was playing in there, so a good job by the Great Falls defense to restrict the runner from going home and keep it to a ground out that doesn't have an RBI attached to it. Up comes Dean Miller now. Two outs, bottom of the 4th. It is 5-3 in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. Dean Miller, first pitch in the zone, a called strike. Oh, 1 with 2 outs. Time is called by the catcher, I think. I don't know. Nick Chonky has not moved his feet. Just put his hands up to say time is called. And now we will see an 0-1 with 2 outs. Austin Bates standing at third base. Misses the zone. Count goes to 1-1. Okay, let me tell you about Laura. We'll probably see him next inning, but might not, so let me just get it in. Laura, 8.40 ERA. This is his 10th appearance, 15 innings pitched, and he has a strikeout to walk ratio of 10-7. Count goes to 1-2 after the swing and a miss. You can hear it with the crowd, their reaction to the swings, both of Dean Miller and of Livingston Morris. When they swing the bat, you tell the intentionality behind it. Ball 2, as that one misses low and away. 2-2, 2 outs, 5-3 here in the bottom of the 4th. Austin Bates at third, trying to become the 6th run of the game for the Glacier Range Riders. Laura sets on the mound, fires, swung on, over to short, fielded by Laura. The throw in time to get Dean Miller over at first base. It didn't have the paciest of throws behind it, but it did get there in time to get Dean Miller out. The runner is stranded at third, and it's 5-3 as we head to the fifth. The solo home run by Mason Dennison emphasizes the inning. John Natoli makes his professional baseball debut. The graduate of two of the most prestigious colleges in the country, Cornell and Duke, makes his way onto the mound. Over the collegiate career that he had of 54 appearances and 4 starts, he had a 3.31 career ERA and a total of 95 strikeouts to 31 walks. That's over 84 innings pitched. Foul ball starts off the at-bat from Colin Runge against Natoli. Originally from Fairfield, Connecticut. That pitch misses outside, count goes to 1-1. And where's the number 20 for the Glacier Range Riders? That one finds the zone, a called strike, count goes to 0-1. This is my first chance to see him, and I'll tell you what, he throws that ball hard, 94 miles per hour on that last fastball from John Natoli. That one misses, count goes to 2-2, but that one was at 95. Two into Runge. Misses up high. We go full at 3-2. Andrew Stout's day is done. Stout threw 4 innings. He had 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 6 strikeouts to 2 walks. And speaking of walks, that will be a leadoff walk. The first batter that Natoli sees will get the man to first on the Annie Oakley. Michael Deeb now steps in. Deeb is 1 for 2. Single into center field, flied out into center as well. One of the things Natoli obviously has to work with is the fact that he hasn't pitched since the end of the spring season for Duke. There's a called strike. Count goes to 0-1 this spring for Duke. He had 20 appearances, a 5.81 ERA in 26 and 1/3 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts to 17 walks. Called a ball there. see he's given a healthy regiment of heaters right now. I haven't seen a breaking ball from him yet, I don't think. Probably has been one or two in there. And speak of the devil. That one's a breaker at 84 miles per hour. Finds the zone. Count goes to 1-2 on Michael Deeb. Misses high. Count goes to 2-2. Two with no outs and a runner on first in Runge. Swung on out to left field. It's going to be carrying out of play. Count stays at 2-2. I've already mentioned, and those who have watched and know in general what, I'm trying to figure out who is warming up on deck. That is ball 3. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because it's not Will Olson on deck, I don't think. Especially because Will Olson is a righty and who's ever warming up is a lefty. That might be Quincy Jones warming up, who is listed as a pitcher. Swung on out to right field. This one's carrying well. It's going to get off the wall. 1 hop, 2 hop, eventually gets to Ryan Cole. And the throw to second will be late. It is a double from Michael Deeb, and runners will now be on second and third with no outs. A couple calls did not go the way of the pitcher, Atoli, and we will have a big at-bat right now for, I think, Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones stands 6'6", 220 pounds. He's pretty hard to miss. And yeah, that is Quincy Jones. Well, let me check the stat sheet now. Quincy Jones on the season, he has 1 at-bat and 1 hit. And it was an RBI. All right, so Quincy Jones batting 1,000 this season. And I'm going to have to dig even further into the book to see. I believe when he pitched against the Range Riders, I did see that he did have some first base experience. But this is not much higher of a situation that you can put a guy in there that is primarily a pitcher. Yeah, I mean, he was a two-way player, solidified in college, both at Saginaw Valley State and then at William Woods. Like I said, only 1 for 1 today, but he had, or this season, but he had 24 at-bats for Great Falls last year, and in those 24 at-bats came up with 3 hits and scored a run, had a double and an RBI. Clearly wanting to go with a righty-lefty matchup here. Give his batter a little bit more of a chance. And also, for Tommy Thompson, the way the offense has kind of struggled in and out, why not try and do something different? Put a pitcher in there to take an at-bat and, you know, kind of spark something up. At William Woods in 2019, Quincy Jones was a .315 batter. And at Saginaw Valley State D2 school, he batted .323 in 178 plate appearances. So he is no stranger to stepping up to the plate, but this is a big moment and a foul ball to make the count 0-1. Runners on second and third after Nick Hogan came up to the mound and had a conversation with the entire infield. There's a called strike. Count goes to 0-2 on Quincy Jones. Jones got a big strike zone for himself as he's 6'6". Swung on and missed. The pinch hitting scenario comes up empty. And that's a situation where you either look like an absolutely mad genius if you're Tommy Thompson, or you get a lot of question marks bringing in a guy for his second at-bat of the season in a huge situation. The Danger has not left the building, however, for the Glacier Range Riders, as now Derek Colbush will come in. First pitch that he sees is a ball outside. Colbush is 0 for 2, strikeout swinging and a fly out to left field. Runge's got good speed on third. He could very well be able to get home on a sort of sacrifice opportunity. Will this be a sacrifice opportunity? It's a high fly ball, and it ends up foul. Out of play. Count goes to 1-1. With Natoli, I mentioned with Ryan Cole when he first played here, that was the first former Rockford Rivet, a team that I broadcast in the Northwoods League, to sign with the Glacier Range Riders. And the other team that I've worked for before is the Bristol Blues, which John pitched for in 2017. Swung on, a foul tip. Count goes to 1-2. So it makes me feel more full circle to know that we have a former Blue and a former Rivet on the roster. Of course, there are players from all over the Northwoods League, which I crossed paths with at one time or another in my season in Rockford, and a couple NECBL players as well. Foul ball. Count stays at 1-2. For example, Tanner Brown, he pitched 2 seasons in Wilmar, the Wilmar Stingers, a team, however, that does not play the Rockford Rivets because they're in different divisions. Learn more about the Northwoods League on this Pioneer League broadcast every day, don't you? 1-2, 1 out. Runners on second and third. The pitch misses low and inside. Count goes to 2-2 for Derek Colbush. On deck is Charlie Hesse. Came up with his first hit as a professional baseball player, his last time up. How high will the stakes in the situation for him be next time? This one swung on to center field. Ben McConnell will grab it, but it should be enough to score the run, and it is. A sacrifice fly from Derek Colbush. It's 5-4. Deeb held up at second base. And so the situation is still high for Charlie Hesse, with good speed in Deeb on first, or on second. And Hesse, knowing a base hit could possibly tie this game. Two successful stolen bases for Deeb on the season, and he is the first baseman, but he's not the usual first baseman. Usual first baseman is Christopher Monroe, who's being given the day off. Foul ball starts off the at-bat. Count goes to 0-1. I assume with Quincy Jones pinch hitting there, that was a designated pinch hitter situation. Because as much as Quincy Jones does have, as much as he has some batting experience, I don't think he's going to come in and do some catching. Just a bet. 0-1, 2 outs. Pitch into Hesse. In the zone, a called strike. Count goes to 0-2. Oh, 2 outs. Deeb on second. Hesse 1 for 2 today, his first career hit, as well as a strikeout swinging. Swung on and missed. His second swinging K of the day. One get across that inning for the Great Falls Voyagers, but that is all she wrote. Glacier continues to hold their lead 5-4. We head to the bottom of the 5th. I think Lucas Polanco has come in to do the catching now. And yes, he has. This one's hit out to right center field, and it's a base hit from Brody Wofford to start off this first inning. The confusing thing about Polanco coming in to catch here is that means that the DH has been retired, essentially, because you cannot move the DH around in the lineup. This one's hit, comes off the mound. Over to second. Wow, that was almost a impressive double play by Colin Runge, but he barehanded that play at second, touched the bag to get the fielder's choice, fired it over to first, but it was off target. And now they're going to check on the pitcher, Brett Laura. That one was absolutely hammered off the bat of Eddie McCabe, 103 miles per hour. And luckily, he is okay, Brett Laura, it seems, because that is not one that you love coming right back at you. However, making the contact with it clearly helped his fielder, as that was probably a base hit up the middle if it didn't catch a part of the pitcher. They're going to throw a pitch here from Laura. He seemed fine to begin with. I think they were just running out just to triple check. I got to figure out what they told Nick Hogan down there. And maybe there might have been an injury to Will Olson, because I don't see why you would retire the DH unless there was a specific situation that called for it. This one hit over to first, and it's into right field. Range Riders have come out firing against the pitcher, Brett Laura. A couple well-struck balls. That one carried out well. Ben McConnell has himself a line drive single. Now it's McCabe on second, McConnell on first with one out, and Ryan Cole stepping up. Cole 0 for 2 today, a pop-up and a strikeout. On deck is Dennison with a home run his last time up. Austin Bates will wait in the hole. See what Ryan Cole can do. Glacier Range Riders still in the past 2 games, no hits with runners in scoring position, and a called strike makes the count 0-1 on Ryan Cole. The only RBI hit they have today is the solo shot from Mason Dennison. Swung on, out to center field. Looks to be manageable for Malik, and it is. Well struck off the bat, 92 miles per hour, but again, right at the Great Falls center fielder. And we have 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Mason Dennison last time up 417 feet off his bat into left field and over the scoreboard. Can he be the one to get the runners in scoring position monkey off the back of the Range Riders? 2 outs, runners on first and second, plenty of speed in McCabe and obviously McConnell. That one cool to strike at the lower part of the zone. Count goes to 0-1. Coming in now. Make it 1-1. That one will miss low and away to Mason Dennison, originally from Naples, Florida. Played his college ball for the Seahawks of Kaiser. Ball 2. Count goes to 2-1. College teammate Ben McConnell waiting on first base to possibly be let loose on a Dennison hit. Time is called. Two-one, 2 outs. McCabe on second, McConnell on first. Swung on in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, which I said is now Polanco. Got to start checking every base here. Figure out, it looks like the infield is still intact to what we thought it was. The outfield also looks what we thought it was. This one swung on over to third, fielded and thrown in time over at first base. Crowd doesn't like it, but they don't like most calls that go against them, and it will be out number 3. We head to the top of the 6th. We head to the top of the 6th. It is 5-4. Glacier leads Great Falls. Back here in the top of the 6th, it is Isaiah Henry that now takes over on the mound. Final line for John Natoli, a 1 inning of work, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts to 1 walk. First pitch from Isaiah Henry, called a ball. Count goes to 1-0 after the 93-mile-per-hour fastball misses to Lucas Polanco, the new catcher. There's a called strike. Count goes to 1-1. So like I was saying, no designated hitter now. Technically, the pitcher should be hitting in the 5 spot for the Glacier, or for the Great Falls Voyagers, because they have given that up by putting the designated hitter into the field. And you cannot move that DH slot around. It'll be interesting to see what happens when the 5 spot comes up, as maybe they're allowed to put Quincy Jones in as a designated pinch hitter and then an actual pinch hitter. I don't think so, but we'll check on that. We'll figure that out. Count goes 2-2 now. The options are thin on the Great Falls Voyagers bench. They have Aaron Simmons available, as well as Chris Monroe. But I believe those are their 2 available options off the bench in terms of usual position players. But they've already shown they're not afraid to throw a pitcher in there in a big situation, as they did last inning, pinch hitting Quincy Jones. 3-2 now is the count for Isaiah Henry versus Lucas Polanco. Henry sets on the mound. Swung on, fouled off. Count will stay at 3-2 for Polanco. Another foul ball, and we stay 3-2. No outs, leadoff batter at the plate. So the bases are empty for Polanco. Swung on and missed. Great pitch there. You take it from 95 to 79 miles per hour, and that can absolutely just fool a batter. The swing and a miss is 1 gone in the top of the 6th. Loera steps up now, a walk and a ground out for Fernando Loera. Loera, the only player on this Great Falls roster that was born in the 21st century. Squares to bunt, pulls back, count goes to 1-0. Loera's birthday, November 22nd of 2000. I'm only a couple years older than him, but it makes me feel way older than him. Swing and a miss, count goes to 1-1. Currently 21 years of age is Fernando Loera. He'll turn 22 now in the second to last month of the year. 1-1, 1 out. Henry sets to fire. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. 94 miles per hour, blew it by Fernando Loera. Count goes to 1-2. Just past 3 o'clock local time here in the Mountain Time Zone. 72 degrees, a perfect, and I mean perfect day for late August baseball. Just misses off the plate. Count goes to 2-2. Nick Jonke, the only person in the stadium that didn't call that one a strike. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Another great breaking ball from Isaiah Henry. And he has 2 gone in the top of the 6th. Will now try to strike out the side when he sees Braden Daniel here to finish off this inning possibly. A walk for Braden Daniel his last time up. He also singled into left field and had a strikeout looking today. First pitch, called a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Just a little bit outside the zone there for Braden Daniel. The 1-0. Hurled up high. Count goes to 2-0. These Saturday night to Sunday day games are such tough turnarounds to do. As we see that one just miss the feet of Daniel. Count goes to 3-0. So tough to do for, of course, the players, the coaches, myself a little bit. Sometimes it can be tough. But you got to give a special shout out to the clubbies, the clubhouse managers, Brooks Krause and Josh Nichols. They do a phenomenal job. They have all sorts of random jobs, but one of the big ones is doing the laundry. They're on jersey duty. And as that one hits the zone, count goes to 3-1. It's a long grind to get all the jerseys washed and ready for the next day. And that's when it's a 7 p.m. first pitch to another 7 p.m. first pitch. It is even gnarlier when you have essentially a little over 12 hours to do it. There's a check swing, appeal over to third, said that he didn't go. And Daniel will reach on a walk, and the crowd involved as expected in trying to make that call. The 1-2-3 inning is clogged up by the walk from Daniel. Top of the 6th inning here. It's 2 outs. Runner on first now in a 5-4 contest in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. Up steps Jake Malik. His 3-run home run was the biggest play of the day for either side. So made it 3-0. Great Falls all the way back in the top of the 3rd inning. Range Riders answered with 4 runs in the bottom half of that inning. There's a foul ball. And that one pretty close to getting in my window here. Count goes to 0-1. Should be a little bit more on my toes because would have had to protect the equipment, make sure the stream didn't get taken out by a ranging foul ball. There is a ball thrown. Count goes to 1-1. 2 outs here. Malik. 3 out of 4 RBIs belong to him. And he would love to add to that total here. In a 1-run ball game in the top of the 6th. 2 outs, no room to spare. The pitch misses off the shoe tops. Count goes to 2-1. No warm-ups going on in the pen right now for the Glacier Range Riders. We'll see if they likely have a plan to bring in a new pitcher in next inning. I'm trying to think about really who would be available out of the pen. Trenton Toplikar, I think, would be one of the names called upon. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-2. Two, 2 outs. Runner on first, lots of speed in Braden Daniel. I think he's going to go right here. I think he's going to go. Yes, he is. Misses inside. Austin Bates can't hold it cleanly, so it will be a successful stolen base. Sometimes you can just look at them. You can just tell with how tense they are and ready to go for it. The best ones are the guys that you think are going every time because you think that, and then they don't go a couple times, and then they lull you into a false sense of complacency. And Daniel successfully swipes second. Now he stands in scoring position for a full count pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. Called ball 4. How close was that pitch from Isaiah Henry? Another look at it right here. Pretty, probably outside. Maybe gets the call in some situations, but in most, that's probably going to go down as a ball. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. First pitch into Runge is a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. No warm-ups going on the pen still for the Glacier Range Riders. Colin Runge at the plate, a home run last night, and he had 5 home runs in the knockout round on Friday night. 0-1 with 2 outs into the long-haired second baseman for the Great Falls Voyagers. Swung on and missed. Absolutely fooled on that one. A great pitch to entice the whiff from Runge. 0-2, 2 outs. Runners going on contact. Isaiah Henry sets on the mound, fires, misses low and in. Count goes to 1-2. Henry, 27 pitches thrown this inning. Swung on and missed. There it is from Isaiah Henry. He strikes out the side, does allow 2 walks in the midst of that, but 3 Ks nonetheless from Isaiah Henry. Nothing we're not used to seeing from the hard-throwing right-hander out of Houston, Texas. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Back here, we are in the bottom of the 6th. It is Austin Bates to lead off this half inning. Bates, last time up, he doubled down the right field line. He's also got a single today. In theory, he's halfway to the cycle. But the 2 easiest, of course, we've never seen a cycle here at Flathead Field. That is one of the handful of baseball achievements that is yet to happen. I mean, more than a handful. Plenty has yet to happen. I could go over a whole list. No immaculate innings. We've come close. We came within 1 pitch of an immaculate inning, actually. We have not seen a grand slam, which is a fairly common one. This one's hit out to right field. It's not going to carry far enough to help the cycle chase for Austin Bates, as it's a fly out to left field. Daniel grabs it for out number 1. Of course, we haven't seen a no-hitter or a perfect game either. Did see Rob Hamby retire 13 straight to start his outing about a week and a half ago. Up comes Ryan Cash. Flip over the lineup card for the 4th time today. And Cash, who has a walk and a ground out and a strikeout, 0 for 2. First pitch will miss. Count goes to 1-1 for Cash. Make it 2-0. Fairly small strike zone that we've seen both ways. I think that's where some of the frustration has been from the Range Riders fans, who got on Nick Junkie quite a bit last inning. 2-0. That one also misses. I tell you, I just don't want to be a pitcher in this game right now, because it is tough to get yourself a strike looking. 3-0. Make it 3-1. Take all the way from Cash. Count goes to 3-1. And he swings and fouls back the hitter's count to make it full. Three-two. Swung on, laced, and a beautiful catch from Fernando Loera. He reached up into the sky and grabbed that one, climbed the ladder all the way, And the 5'11" Loera. Wow, what a grab that was. Two gone now after the line out to the shortstop, Loera. Brant Broussard steps up. 2 walks for him today, and he grounded out as well. First pitch coming in to Brant Broussard from Laura, and it's in the zone, a called strike. The 0-1, a check swing, but it's called strike. Anyway, doesn't matter if he went or not. I do have confirmation that the pitcher is hitting now in the 5-hole for the Great Falls Voyagers. It's a slow roller. Could be a chance. Loera will field. He'll throw. Beat out the run. Beat out the throw is Brant Broussard. Good speed from the Glacier left fielder. And so the leadoff batter, Brant Broussard, makes his way aboard. Or the number 2 batter. Whew. Dean Miller steps up now, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 5-4, Glacier leads Great Falls. Brett Laura working in his 3rd inning, trying to get through 3 clean here. Called strike, count goes to 0-1. Not only through 3 clean, but he came into a situation with a runner on second and no outs when he first came in, as Broussard's running, but a foul ball will get out of play. Count goes to 0-2 for Dean Miller. The bats have calmed down for both sides since Laura came in. It was the bottom of the 4th. That one swung on and missed. Laura, strong 3 innings from him. We'll see if we see him in a 4th inning. But first, we'll head to the top of the 7th.
Good runs on, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base.
Back here, we're in the top of the 7th inning, and Trenton Toplicar makes his way out onto the mound. Toplicar on the season has not allowed an earned run in 6 innings pitched. He has 4 hits against him in those 4 appearances, but 5 strikeouts and no walks. That's not a bad stat line from the former pitcher in the system with the San Francisco Giants organization. made his way up as high as AAA with the Sacramento River Cats. Pitched 2 games for the River Cats this season before he was sent down to AA and played most of this season with the Richmond Flying Squirrels. We love minor league baseball names, don't we? Swung on, popped up. Will it stay in play? It will not. It will one hop, and a nice barehanded grab by a guy who gives it, I think, to either a son or a grandson down there. Great job. As we have an 0-1 count. I love foul balls. This is one of my favorite parts about coming to games growing up, and still one of my favorite parts about seeing what ends up with them, because, you know, there's I don't know, 200 baseballs or more in this facility right now, but you end up with a foul ball and you feel like you're king of the world. 1-1. Swung on, well hit out to right field. Maybe this could be turned into 2. Heading for second, but then holding off is Michael Deeb. He has a 3-for-4 day, but held to just a single there. Now this is the role where this is the pitcher's role right here. So essentially, Laura cannot come back because he's being pinch hit for right now, I believe, unless they're using the designated pinch hitter, but I think that was already used on Quincy Jones. So Chris Monroe will come in as the pinch hitter here in the pitcher's position, and honestly, it must be an injury to Will Olson. That's the only thing I can think of that would that would make Tommy Thompson throw away the DH and have to go through kind of the rigmarole of being forced to take out a pitcher and this and that. And like I said, there's not a lot of players available on the bench right now. Now there is, Chino de Guzman, I guess, is on the bench, and Aaron Simmons, counting just 2 available batters. 1-0 coming in to Monroe. Check swing. Count goes to 2-0 as he did not go. 5-4 is our score here, top of the 7th. Time ticking down for the Voyagers to try and put somebody across the plate, but as we know, they left it all the way to the last out before tying the game in the top of the 9th 2 nights ago. So truly do not go anywhere until I tell you this game is final. And even then, still give me another couple of minutes to figure it out and make sure that it's final, because it has been an off-the-wall time for me as of late, it seems. 2-1. Called strike. Monroe doesn't like it. Immediately puts his head down in disagreement. Monroe on the season, batting .290. He's got 2 home runs and 28 RBIs. Big first baseman getting the day off at first base today. 2-2 coming in to Monroe. Check swing, but he held back again. Count is full for Monroe. A ball would put the tying run on second base with no outs for the Great Falls Voyagers. Swung on, out to center field, carrying well. McConnell back. McConnell looking up into the sky, and it will play off the wall. The batter's eye there. That's the reason why the camera got doinked around quite a bit, and there will be no throw home. It's an RBI double from Chris Monroe off the batter's eye in center, and we have ourselves a tie game. Let me look at the distance on that one, 410 feet. And batters, they say they love the batter's eye here. But that is the one time where Chris Monroe wishes it didn't exist. If that was a regular 8-foot wall, he would have had a 2-run blast and the Voyagers would have had the lead. Instead, he is held up at second base, but a well-played at-bat from him coming in to pinch it and coming up clutch. Now he represents a go-ahead run at second base. First pitch in the zone, a called strike to Derek Colbush. Count goes to 0-1. We have a tie game here. This game is so important. As I apologize, our camera got clearly knocked a little bit off its rocker there, so we're a little bit misaligned. This one hit out to right field. Cole seems to have a track on it, and he does. Monroe will make up ground and get all the way to third, tagging up. Charlie Hesse comes in now with the go-ahead run at third base for him. 2 at-bats. He came up with his first hit as a professional, but he struck out swinging twice since. First pitch is fouled back. Oh, 1. Swung on and missed. .02 for Charlie Hesse now, trying to come up with some sort of contact as the infield playing in this tie game. Called strike 3. Hesse down looking. Up comes Lucas Polanco for the biggest at-bat of the day. Two outs, runner on third. 5-5 ball game. The first pitch coming in to Lucas Polanco. Misses. Good block from Austin Bates behind the plate. Count goes to 1-0. Called strike. Count goes to 1-1. Another called strike. Count goes to 1-2. Polanco is 0 for 3 tonight with 3 strikeouts, all swinging, trying to avoid a golden sombrero. And not just that, trying to bring a winning run across possibly for the Great Falls Voyagers. Can he do both in one pitch? It's fouled off. Another foul ball. Toplicar gets the ball back on the mound. Runner on third is Chris Monroe. He tied this game up with an RBI double off the wall in center field. Swung on and missed. Toplicar out of the jam, but we are tied at 5 apiece. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the 7th inning stretch, and it is going to be a good one. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Range Riders and the Voyagers all tied up at 5 apiece.
It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Get on your feet. Get those vocal cords ready. Looks like Cliff and Huck have found some friends, and here we go. On the mound for the Voyagers, number 6, Anthony Becerra. Leading off the bottom of the 7th, first baseman number 24, Brody Wofford.
Back here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it is Anthony Becerra Lopez, the new pitcher for the Great Falls Voyagers, listed as a player coach on the roster out of Jackson State University. In his 2nd professional season, pitched last year for the Voyagers as well. The 5'10", 170-pounder sees that first pitch go high and out of play, foul. Count goes to 0-1. Originally from Las Vegas, Nevada, but played his college ball at Jackson State, like I said. And he is the first man to come out of the dugout and talk with the pitchers when they're struggling, if it's not a substitution talk. Saw him yesterday. I specifically remember seeing him walk out there and talk with the pitcher. Ball 1 goes off the plate. Count is 1-2 for Brody Wofford here. Wofford 1 for 2 today. He singled into center field, and he also has a walk. 5-5 is our score here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Swung on and missed by Wofford, and 1 is gone here in the bottom of the 7th. Up comes Eddie McCabe. McCabe 0 for 3 tonight. 2 ground outs into fielder's choices and a strikeout looking as well. One of those, really, he deserved a hit. Popped it over to 100 miles per hour off his bat, straight up the middle for a fielder's choice as it doinked off the mound and was grabbed by Colin Runge. Count goes to 2-0 for McCabe. Misses low and in. McCabe's ahead 3-0. Swung on, ripped up the middle. A base hit from Eddie McCabe. Gets the green light on 3-0, works out to perfection. Comes off his bat even hotter than that last one. 104 miles per hour to get aboard first successfully. Now Ben McConnell steps up. McConnell 1 for 3 tonight, fly out, ground out, and a single. First pitch coming in, squares to bunt, pops it down, and he missed the ball. And it also got by the catcher, got out of the catcher's glove, but McCabe doesn't go. So call it a quote-unquote swing and miss as he stabbed at it. 0-1 with 1 out. Swing and a miss. McConnell is behind 0-2. This one swung on, out to shallow right field. Having a beat on it was Colbush and making the grab for out number 2.
Now batting right fielder number 17, Ryan Cole.
Up comes Ryan Cole now. Ryan Cole in his return to the starting lineup after 2 days off has been 0 for 3. Called strike. Count goes to 0-1. Oh, 1, 2 out, runner on first. This one swung on, hit well down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball. A fair ball. Coming into a stop sign is Eddie McCabe, and it is safe over at third base. It is a double from Ryan Cole. A stand-up double at that, and runners will be on second and third with 2 outs. He lasered that one 310 feet down that left field line. And I'll tell you what, it was just barely fair as it hit off the warning track and one hopped into the wall. Played really well by Daniel out there, and obviously a ton of speed from Daniel. That's the reason why he kept McCabe at first, or at third, rather than allowing McCabe to score. First pitch to Mason Dennison goes outside. Count goes to 1-0. Dennison, a solo home run already today. Can he keep the bat hot? Swung on, slow roller over to third. Fielded on the bare hand. The throw! What a play from the third baseman, Charlie Hesse. Confidently goes with that bare hand, fires it on target and in time over to first, and keeps the score at 5-5. We head to the 8th. It's all square at Flathead Field. Back here in the top of the 8th inning, 2 up for the Great Falls Voyagers, it's number 9, Fernando Loera, as well as 1 and 2 in the form of Daniel and Malik. 5-5 is our score here as Trenton Toplicar comes out for his second inning of work. First pitch is in the zone, a called strike. Don't know who's going to come in to finish this contest off. I assume both Nathan Thomas as well as Justin Coleman, maybe options off the bench. This one swung on, fouled back. Count goes to 0-2. All right. So this time to get into the standings with 13 games remaining for most teams. Each of these teams have 14 games remaining. Every game becomes more important this season. That one swung on, another foul ball. Count stays at 0-2. Missoula currently leads the North at 24-11. Billings 19-16. They're in second in the North. Just a game and a half back of Billings is Glacier. They're at 17-17. Idaho Falls 17-18. And Great Falls currently 15-19. Round out the 5 in the North in the second half. Pitch misses up and away. It is 1-2. In the South, Grand Junction leads. Their magic number is 7. Ogden in second. They've already clinched a playoff spot. Rocky Mountain in third, NoCo in fourth, and Boise is eliminated, and they are in fifth. This one hit out to right field. Ryan Cole on top of it to make the play for one gone in the top of the 8th. A giant bug just flew into my press box here. Don't know exactly what kind of bug it is. It's moving very slowly, kind of creepy. Kind of looks like some form of beetle. Hope it's not a stink bug. So I'll try and concentrate to that. First pitch is a ball to Braden Daniel. Count goes to 1-0. Yeah, the bug's just chilling there. All right. How are the games going around the PBL? Well, I can tell you, in Billings, it is 2-2 right now. That's a called ball. Count goes to 2-0. Oof, that one did not miss by much. And that's the only other game going on right now as Boise starts at 4 p.m. Boise versus Idaho Falls. This one swung on. What a grab from Brody Wofford. Laser to Brody Wofford to the tune of 100 miles per hour, and Brody Wofford shoots to his right and makes the grab out of the air for the line drive out, and a standing ovation, tip of the cap from the fans here at Flathead Field. Wow. Brody Wofford is in and out of the starting lineup because he's continually had some back issues throughout this year. But man, when he makes a play, he can make a play. That is for sure. 2 outs now after the impressive grab by Wofford that almost surely, with Braden Daniel speedy at the plate, almost surely preserved extra bases. Could have been Braden Daniel standing at second representing a go-ahead run. Instead, Malik will be the lone Great Falls player on the diamond right now. Foul ball makes the count 1-1. 2 outs. Like I said, Missoula and Billings currently tied at 2 apiece. They might have already gone to a knockout round, and I may be waiting for the live stats to come through and tell us specifically what happened. As no, they actually, right now, this is a big moment for Glacier. Something that Glacier should be watching. I'm going to pull up the live stats and kind of follow this game as well. As this one swung on, and it's out to left field. Broussard comes over and not going to have enough time to get to it. It's a foul ball out of play. Count goes to 2-2. In Billings, a game in which the Glacier Range Riders fans are surely rooting for the rooting for the Mustangs. It is bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out from Billings. If they get a run across and win this game, that does favors for the Glacier Range Riders. Foul ball. Count stays at 2-2. The only other game going on is that one. And we are obviously tuned into it very closely. as you could expect with 14 games to go and the Range Riders trying to find some magic and make the postseason in their inaugural season. Another 2-2 with 2 outs and the bases empty coming in to Jake Malik. Swung on, poked out to third, fielded by McCabe. McCabe throws, and it's in time over at first base. A great play from Eddie McCabe. Follows up a solid defensive inning from the Glacier Range Riders. I'm going to keep an eye on this Billings game in between the innings, and maybe you should pull it up too if you are interested in the fate of the North Division. Well, now it's bases loaded, 2 outs. And I think Jalen Garcia coming up to the plate. Ooh, hoo, hoo, spicy, spicy. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 8th. Back here, we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Glacier Range Riders and Great Falls Voyagers are all tied at 5 apiece. All of the games involving Northern Division teams that are currently being played right now are tied. In the bottom of the 9th over in Billings, Montana, it is 2-2 between the Paddleheads and the Mustangs. They have bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. It's a called strike here. Count goes to 0-1 for Austin Bates. A great night for him, 2 for 3 with a single and a double. That one misses. Count goes to 1-1. Becerra Lopez still on the mound. And again, I'm paying attention to this Billings game because a win means that somebody not named Missoula might have a better chance of winning the North Division in the second half. And that team could very well be Glacier. It also could be Billings. They're, in theory, trying to help their own cause. It's 3-1 now for Austin Bates versus Becerra Lopez. Kind of doing a half dual watch here. Obviously, priority is what's happening right in front of me. As the 3-1 comes in, swung on. One hops to short, fielded by Loera, and thrown on target and in time to first base for out number 1. One gone in the bottom of the 8th, and Jalen Garcia has walked it off. Jalen Garcia has walked it off in Billings. And that means, shout out the Billings Mustangs for doing the Glacier Range Riders a favor. It was an RBI single into right center for Jalen Garcia. Billings defeats Missoula, and that means Glacier could gain a game on the Paddleheads if they find a way to win tonight. Pitch goes up and away. Count goes to 1-1. Talking with Nick Hogan, that is clearly the only hope for the Glacier Range Riders if they can obviously get a couple Missoula losses here and there and then find a way to convincingly win the series in Missoula. This one into shallow center field, not fielded clean. No, it is. It is fielded cleanly by Malik. It looked incredibly awkward there, as I thought that ball rolled up and under his glove, and that's the reason why I thought it looked incredibly awkward, but apparently made the catch out there. The umpire right on top of it, called it an out, and it's 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. It reminds me of a very controversial play down in Ogden earlier this year that was called and out originally on the field. And both teams went to their dugouts to end the inning and go to the top of the ninth, and it actually happened in the bottom of the eighth, where we are now. And they both tried to start the ninth, and then the umpires came back and said, actually, he didn't catch that ball. We're going to give the other team a run because of it. And all heck broke loose in Ogden, Utah. Swung on a miss. It's 1-2 for Brant Broussard right now. A strike will send us to the ninth, tied at 5 apiece in this game, in this series that has had little to no wiggle room between the two sides. Ball goes high, count goes to 2-2 for Brant Broussard. Broussard 1 for 2 today. And the reason why you're not seeing Montana Quigley right here, where it seems that Great Falls has loved to bring in Montana Quigley, as this one is out over at first. And it's 1-2-3 in the bottom of the eighth. The reason why you're not seeing Montana Quigley is because in the next half inning, we're going to see another pinch hitter in the role of the pitcher spot, which is fifth in the lineup. It's Runge, Deeb, and whoever is pinch hitting, due up. Don't go anywhere. It's the ninth inning, 5-5 between the Voyagers and the Range Riders. Back here, we are in the top of the ninth inning. It is 5-5 between the Great Falls Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders. It is Colin Runge, Michael Deeb, and a pinch hitter that will come in. We'll tell you who that is. I believe it'll be either Christopher de Guzman or Aaron Simmons. Those are the two main options off the bench for the Great Falls Voyagers. Montana Quigley, actually not Montana Quigley getting ready in the bullpen. It's a lefty. I think that's Brad Demko down there getting ready. First pitch is a called strike. It's Nathan Thomas in. Nathan Thomas, obviously the recent trouble that he had was on Friday night when he inherited a save opportunity, was not able to slam the door shut. This one's weakly hit to Dennison. Dennison will field. He'll throw on target in time, and it's one away in the top of the ninth. He had 3 walks by the time he got 2 outs in that 3-0 game. And the problem in that situation was after the 3 walks and the 2 outs, up stepped Mr. Braden Daniel, who had a 3-bagger off the off the wall in right field, cleared the bases, tied the game at 3-3, and eventually that game was won in the knockout round by Colin Runge and the Voyagers. Right now, we are on pace for a possible repeat performance, as this game could very well be headed to the knockout round. The 1-0 misses low. Count goes to 2-0. Nathan Thomas from South Bend, Indiana. Played his college ball at Northern Illinois University. Really found his own playing in the Northwoods League with the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. 2-0 pitch coming in. In the zone, called strike. Count goes to 2-1. Thomas on the year, despite that rough outing, still has some of the best stats for the Glacier Range Riders. That was only coming into that outing, he only had 1 earned run against him. Now obviously that's gone up, and on my stat sheet, the bug that came in last inning has found its way up there now. (3-1). 3-2 now. In the zone. Deeb today has had a phenomenal day. 2 singles and a double. 3 for 4 on the night. Or still afternoon. Still afternoon. Said night, still afternoon. 3-2 coming in. Swung on, popped up, it's foul. We'll do 3-2 again here. In front of a great crowd here at Flathead Field. The best Sunday crowd of the season here, trying to watch a matinee performance. Could it be victory for the Range Riders, or will it fall in defeat? Misses up high, and the go-ahead run has reached first base. It is a pinch hitter coming in now. And the pinch hitter, I believe, is Chino de Guzman. Again, de Guzman batting in the pitcher's spot. And that means officially Anthony Becerra Lopez will not return to the contest. In case you were wondering. It's not coming back. Switch hitting de Guzman comes in. And the runner on first is Deeb. A swing, he went. Count goes to 0-1. Deeb over on first, I already mentioned, only 2 stolen bases for him on the year, and he's been caught twice, so don't expect him to go running unless he's given the chance on a pass ball or a wild pitch. 0-1 coming in to de Guzman, who's batting .261 on the season. There's a swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. De Guzman has 4 home runs, 22 RBIs, slugging .398. He'll see the 0-2 with 1 out and a runner on first. Demko continues his warm-up for the Voyagers in the pen. A pitch swung on a miss. The throw down to first is not in time. Almost to strike him out, pick him off, which would have been impressive. Instead, it is 2 gone in the top of the ninth. Derek Colbush steps up. Colbush 0 for 3 tonight, does have a sacrifice fly. 5-5 is our score here, top of the ninth. These 2 teams have battled brilliantly in the past 2 nights, and today is no different. First pitch coming in to Derek Colbush, misses low. Count goes to 1-0. On Friday night, I mentioned that top of the ninth comeback, tied it up at 3 apiece, sent it to the knockout round where Colin Runge defeated Livingston Morris. There's a called strike. Count goes to 1-1. Last night, it was 3-0 for most of the contest until Colin Runge made it interesting with a 2-run blast, made it 3-2, but in the end, Justin Coleman hung on. And as a swing and a miss makes it 1-2, Nathan Thomas trying to match that performance, maybe finish off with a strikeout here and give his team a chance to win it in the bottom of the ninth. Due up for the Glacier Range Riders, it's the heart of the order. 3, 4, 5, Dean Miller, Brody Wofford, and Eddie McCabe. But first, Thomas needs to deal with Kolbush. The 1-2. Swung on, popped up, foul out of play. Let's do 1-2 again to Derek Kolbush. 0 for 3, the right fielder. Kolbush, originally from Lincoln, Nebraska. Played his college ball in his home state at Division III Nebraska Wesleyan University. Kolbush, 6'4", 220 pounds in the left-handed batter's box. The 1-2 with 2 outs coming in from Thomas, and it's misses low. Count goes, oh, it's a called strike 3. Oh my goodness. That one looked way low from me. Ugh. I didn't even look at the umpire because I thought it was way too low. It was a called strike 3, and I looked down to mark it down, as we're getting plenty of arguments from the bench of the Great Falls Voyagers. Ugh, let's look at that one. I want to be along for the ride on this look. Man, if you're the family of Nathan Thomas or a Glacier Range Riders fan, you're loving the call. If you're a Great Falls Voyager fan, either listening on the radio or watching, that one's tough. And right now, actually, we're seeing Tommy Thompson get a little animated here with our home plate umpire, Nick Jonke. Just going to keep watching this in case it gets to be a little bit too much. And he's still arguing. Brad Demko is coming into the game. I might just stay on the line for this mid-inning break because Tommy Thompson's still letting him hear it. Now I think it's Brandon Snyder, the first base ump, that's hearing it. Again, I'm the broadcaster for the Glacier Range Riders. I call all their home games this year. The Range Riders faithful knows that. And I'll be the first to tell you that that was a call that definitely went in the favor of Glacier and Nathan Thomas, and clearly the home fans here will take it, but that is a tough strikeout for the 6'4" Derek Kolbush. You're not going to expect him to go down and dig that one up. It's really hard to do so. He did bend his knees when it came in, and I think that might have gave the illusion essentially to the home plate umpire that quite possibly it could have been a strike right on the knees. According to the true strike zone that we have here with the technology, it said it was low. And again, that can be hit or miss, but it's definitely a tough one to call. New pitcher into this contest is Brad Demko. Surprised to not see Montana Quigley after we've seen a ton of him over the past 2 days, but maybe that's the reason why, is because he needs a day off eventually. Doesn't seem like he's even an option. It seems like it's Demko's game to win or lose. Demko on the season, a 5.86 ERA. He has 4 wins, 2 losses, and a strikeout to walk ratio of 56-28. He's a returner from last year, pitched for these Great Falls Voyagers in 2021. First pitch is a strike into Dean Miller. He will see Miller, Wofford, and McCabe. It is to note the Glacier Range Riders have never had a true walk-off hit in franchise history. Their only walk-off in regulation was a walk-off error. That pitch misses, up and away. Count goes to 1-1. Bringing in the lefty Demko to see 2 righties in Miller and McCabe, who sandwich in the lefty Wofford. Between Miller and Wofford, they have 30 total home runs this season. Swung on. Miller wanted all of that one, but he ended up popping it up foul. Count goes to 1-2. And actually, to set up a lefty-righty matchup, it's Drew Sims that is in the on-deck circle. We might have seen the end of Brody Wofford. It should be Drew Sims to come on now and replace Wofford in the big scenario to get the advantage in terms of the handedness matchups. 1-2 coming into Miller. Misses low. Count goes to 2-2. Miller is 1 for 4 today. singled into right field. He also has reached on an error. 5-5 is our score here. We're in the bottom of the ninth. 2-2. Swung on, cracked up the middle. It's a base hit from Dean Miller, and the winning run is aboard. With no outs here, off the bat at 108 miles per hour of the hard-hitting designated hitter. Up comes Drew Sims now. Drew Sims in a big moment. Eddie McCabe waits on deck unless we have a double play at some point. It looks like Ben McConnell could get a chance as well. Of course, like I said, double play or a walk-off could end it before we get to McConnell, but he is waiting in the hole, and with no outs here, Sims would look to avoid that double play. Drew Sims, his first at-bat as a Glacier Range Rider, he doubled down the right field line. His second at-bat as a Glacier Range Rider, he had a home run over the left field fence. Since then, he's batted .230, hit another home run, and has 11 total RBIs. First pitch into Sims is a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. Into Sims. Also a called strike. Crowd will get on him for that one. They loved getting the call from Jonke in the last inning. But right there, they'll let him hear it when they disagree. The life of an umpire. Always hated, never truly loved. 0-2. Up high. Count goes to 1-2. Of course, there are no extra innings in the Pioneer Baseball League. There is only the knockout round. Great Falls Voyagers are 3-1 this season. Glacier Range Riders are 2-1 with their lone loss coming on Friday night to these Voyagers. Swung on, it's a foul ball back into Polanco. And did not feel good for Polanco, but I think with that injury to Olsen, there's no other option at catcher right now for the Great Falls Voyagers, so Polanco needs to stay in there. Miller on first base. I don't think he's going to run, but I'll tell you what, if Polanco got injured where he came out of the game and then they had to put in, I don't know who they would put in. Aaron Simmons maybe to play catcher. It's to find some sort of sacrificial lamb to throw back there, and they might be running all day. 1-2 coming in. Misses off. Count goes to 2-2. Again, I don't know for sure if it's an injury to Will Olsen. Don't have any contacts down there in the Great Falls Voyagers dugout. And if it is an injury of sorts, I do hope that he is okay. Never want to lose a catcher. Not at this point in the season. That hit one hit Sims. Sims fell behind 0-2. And now a hit by pitch puts the winning run at second base for Eddie McCabe. Last time Eddie McCabe was up, I said, as Polanco's still feeling it. This is not good. This is really not good. As Polanco is hunched over his trainer right now, holding on to him, and hopefully he's just catching his breath, because this seems very serious just the way he's acting. But again, I'm looking down to the bullpen, and it looks like Will Olsen actually is down there catching the bullpen. So it looks like Will Olsen is okay because he's catching the bullpen from Montana Quigley, who has just started. No, not even Montana Quigley. I think that's Joshua Gaynor, because it's a side armor down there. We're going to get a call the infield in. So Will Olson does seem to be okay because he's down there. But he did start and got pulled out. So he is no longer an option to play. Polanco seems to be okay. He's staying in there. As we're going to get a pinch runner. And is that Mike Biasello? That is pinch running? What is going on here? I think Mike Biasello is pinch running. I could have swore I saw a 14. I don't know who else it would be pinch running over there. So Drew Sims is out. They're pinch running Biasello, at least as far as I can see. And strangeness in the bottom of the ninth. Demko stays in to face McCabe. First pitch misses. Runners will be going. Everybody moves up. And the winning run has moved to third with no outs on, I think, what will go down as a passed ball. And they will intentionally walk Eddie McCabe. It will be a pass ball officially that will move Miller to third and Biasello.
Center fielder number 2, Ben McConnell.
And Biasello to second base. The infield will have to be in for Ben McConnell. And we're going to get a pinch runner over at first base as well. It's Justin Coleman pinch running for Eddie McCabe. What is... Coleman comes in to close out games on the mound, not on the base paths. And I don't think the Coleman family watching in Tennessee right now expected to see their son running. But a intentional walk has put Eddie McCabe's position on first. Ben McConnell at the plate. First pitch in the zone, a called strike. Dean Miller, good speed over at third base. A ball to the outfield might be enough to get him safely into home. All the Range Riders need is one. Check swing, appeal over to third, said that he didn't go. Count goes to 1-1. Again, the Range Riders have never had a true walk-off hit in franchise history. They've won twice in the knockout round here at home, and they've had a walk-off error off the bat of Brant Broussard. 1-1 with no outs. The pitch into McConnell. Held off, and it's a ball. Count goes to 2-1. Dean Miller at third, Biasello at second, Coleman at first. Words I never thought I'd utter. 2-1, no outs. McConnell to receive from Demko. Swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-2. McConnell, one of the OGs. He's been here since day one. Took the long 20-plus hour bus ride with this team from right here, this stadium, all the way down to Colorado Springs. And now he has a chance to give them their first winning record since they left Colorado Springs. A foul ball, and we'll do 2-2 again. A Sunday crowd here ready to explode and kids lining up ready to run the bases. But first, McConnell would love to reach first base successfully, or at least get Dean Miller home successfully. 2-2 with no outs. Infield is in. The only play is at the plate. Breaking ball, called strike 3. McConnell is handed a backwards K. And Ryan Cole will now be coming up, and I believe it'll be a righty to come in. I think it's Joshua Gaynor that will have the chance. Now you have a tough decision as a coach, what do you do with the infield? Do you back the infield up and play for a double play? But if you don't get that in time, especially with the speedy Ryan Cole at the plate, if you don't get that in time, then you allow the winning run to score on a fielder's choice, which will hurt like heck if you allow that to happen. But at the same time, if you pull the infield in and there's a ball that's not right to an infielder, you allow the winning run to get across on a hit that maybe could have been a good double play ball. It is Joshua Gaynor that comes into this contest. Usually I leave you during these warm-ups, but I don't think now is a good time to do so. Dean Miller is on third. Biasello is on second. Coleman is on first. For some reason or another, Nick Hogan has put 2 relief pitchers on the base paths in place of the regularly scheduled Sims and Eddie McCabe. Sims reached on a hit by pitch. McCabe was able to get on first on an intentional walk after a pass ball got Miller and Biasello to third and second, respectively. Joshua Gaynor, let me tell you a little bit about his stats on the season. He has the he has the lowest ERA of any active players. A 2.12 ERA, 1-5 record, 22 appearances, 2 saves, and he has 28 strikeouts to 16 walks. He will come in to allow for a righty-righty matchup rather than Demko, the lefty, versus the righty Ryan Cole. Cole 1 for 4 today. He doubled down the left field line his last time up.
Regular number 17, Ryan Cole.
All the way back on Tuesday night, it was Ryan Cole that hit his first professional home run with a 3-run jack over the left field fence, and that jack ended up proving to be the difference in the win by the Range Riders on Tuesday night in Centene Stadium. Can Ryan Cole bookend this 6-game series with the Great Falls Voyagers with another hit to strike the hearts of the Great Falls faithful? 1 out, bases loaded. First pitch in, foul ball. Cole behind 0-1. On deck is Mason Dennison. He will either not get a chance or get a chance with 2 outs. That is the only option. This one hit to the outfield. That ball is back. That ball is down for a hit. The game is over. Ryan Cole walks it off for the Glacier Range Riders. He's running to second, and he's going to run to third, but they are not going to let him get there. The shower is on for Ryan Cole, who walks it off in the bottom of the 9th. Dean Miller scores. The Range Riders win 6-5. That one would have been a double, maybe even a triple in a different situation, but the walk-off single will have to do for Ryan Cole. The Notre Dame kid gives the Range Riders a Sunday afternoon victory. The first true walk-off in Flathead Field history. You knew it once it left the bat. The infield was in. The outfield was pinched in as well because if it was over their head, Dean Miller would have scored anyway. Nathan Thomas picks up the win. He responds to his tough outing on Friday night with a stellar top of the 9th inning and some clutch pitching. For Nathan Thomas, that is the 2nd win of his professional career. And what a day it was here in front of a record Sunday crowd at Flathead Field. Miller scores. Biasello ends up at third base. Coleman, his one pinch hit running opportunity is successful as he never got thrown out, I guess. 6-5, our final score. Wow. The winning pitcher, I said, Nathan Thomas, and it was a win by committee for the Glacier Range Riders. Stout came in, he threw 4 innings and allowed 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Then we had a professional debut from John Natoli, who came in through 1 inning and it had 2 strikeouts. Toplikar in his 2 innings had 2 strikeouts. Isaiah Henry struck out 3 in his inning of work. And then Nathan Thomas, he had 3 strikeouts in his inning of work. It was a boatload of Ks for these Glacier Range Riders. The losing pitcher will go down as Brad Demko, not Joshua Gaynor, who allowed that game-winning hit. Demko, it was technically his run over at first, so it goes down as a loss for Brad Demko. Starting pitcher Brown had 3 innings pitched and allowed 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts and 4 walks for Brown. Laura took over. He performed admirably. 3 innings pitched, no earned runs, 2 strikeouts and no walks. And after Becerra Lopez threw 2 innings scoreless, it was Demko, of course, that gets dinged for the loss, and Gaynor gives up the game-winning hit. No save, as that does not apply in a walk-off situation. And obviously you see the kids making their way out to run the bases here. The final time we will have that Sunday tradition happen in this 2022 season. With the win, the Glacier Range Riders move within 5.5 games of the pivotal second half crown. Billings stands a game and a half in front of them, and Glacier with 13 games to play. The focus turns to Missoula, a 6-game series at the home of the defending champions, the team with the best record in the PBL. It will surely be a make-or-break series in Missoula for these Glacier Range Riders. The pitching has come to play. The offense has done the job. And how will it turn out in this inaugural season for the Glacier Range Riders? Be sure to tune in and join the voice of the Missoula Paddleheads, Jeff Safford, for the games in Missoula. I'll be at a couple of them, and I'll be live tweeting and trying to give you guys the latest scores and updates as quickly as possible from there. But it will be Jeff Safford's game to call, so please join him on the PBL Network or on the Missoula Paddleheads YouTube to watch those games if you are a Glacier fan. It's going to be a great series down there between 2 good teams and 2 teams that are really playing the best in the PBL right now. You can put Grand Junction in there also. It's been a pleasure to bring you this final weekend series of 2022. You can join me next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as the Glacier Range Riders and the Great Falls Voyagers take each other on in the final home series here at Flathead Field this season. Who knows? The playoff hopes could be over for both sides at that point. The math can still work out that way, but most simulations would tell you that playoffs are very much going to be in play when we get to that next series in the start of next week. So please join me for that one. It should be more exciting contest. I mean, we had a knockout round, a 1-run victory, and a 1-run victory. I mean, it can't get better than that. It cannot get better than that. Thank you so much for tuning me all weekend. Again, apologize for the audio difficulties that started off this contest. It was just a half inning off from hearing my voice, and I hope you were able to survive it. Again, please tune into these games the rest of the week. Continue to support the Pioneer Baseball League, and we'll see you on the broadcaster in the stadium next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here at Flathead Field. Have a great rest of your afternoon. There's still 30 more minutes left in the afternoon here in Montana, but wherever you are, have a great rest of your day, and please, 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 please stay safe out there. Glacier wins 6-5.